All right, so just a quick one. This is going to be like a brush up for those who have not really used Power BI before. And then this is the interface of Power BI. We have these tabs: the Home, Insert tab, Modeling, View, Optimize. The Insert tab allows us to insert different elements, different AI visuals, and other forms of visuals. So we can choose to insert like a button in our canvas. We call this the report canvas. So we can select a field from any of the data here and then drag it here. And we also have what is called the page navigation. Now we have page one. You can click on this plus sign, just as we have in different Microsoft products, such as Excel, where we can create different sheets. So this is adding different pages, and each of these pages can have different visuals. At the right hand side, we have what is called the filters. So we can, filter on this page. You can apply filter, and that filter cuts across all the different pages. And I basically want you to pay close attention to Power BI, especially this data visualization aspect of it. Now we also have what is called the visuals by the just before or after the filter here. If you're moving from left to right, now these are different visuals. We have the bar chart, we have column charts, we have clustered bar charts, we have cards, we have these donut charts, and even scattered plot. The different types of charts are available here, and you can pick from any of these visuals to create your report on the canvas. All right, so these are some of the few things I would want you to know. And so before we can get started. Now, before we get started, I'll just pick a few things from our data. For example, let's just say we want to plot a simple bar chart. And so you click on the bar chart, and we have the bar chart here. I want to show you this before I start doing the designs. Now, in the simple bar chart, you may want to look at the categories of courses and then distribute it. So you just click on here, and it comes to this y-axis. You can actually click, drag, and then drop it at the y-axis. And then we may want to know the number of students in each of these categories. All right, so category is already at the y-hand side, I mean the y-axis. And we can check student ID. Now, this student ID is actually, so you can click and drop this to be at the x-axis. So here we have the count of student ID, right? So if you move this a bit, you can actually see the total number of students. So once you click on here, we can see we have about 1,626 students that are inside the categories of data science. That means data science category have the highest number of students, followed by the cloud computing, followed by web development. I think the lowest category here with the number of students is game development. About 120 students have web development, enrolled in the game development category. All right, so this is a simple visualization of our data. Now, I would basically do a few things to customize our visual. Now, looking closely to this, we can see that these filters on this visual only. Now, we can actually add fields to filter on this particular page, and we can add, filter on other pages. So I'll basically copy this. So let me quickly duplicate this page. So we now have the duplicate of page one, right? Yeah, so I would like to explain a few things on this filter on this page and what filters on these all other pages. So what we just did was that we've duplicated this page, all right? So we have this duplicate of this page, and also we have this. So what I'll quickly do is I'll press Ctrl C and Ctrl V. So I have this. I have this. I don't know if you notice anything. Once I click on this, is our dashboard is actually dynamic because change in one is going to affect change in other values here, but that's not what I'll be explaining now. So now once you click on this, we have filters on this visual, right? So anything that you are clicking on here, changing here, is going to affect only this particular visual. For example, if I come to this category and I select only blockchain, it's affecting only the visual which I have selected, or cloud computing or cybersecurity. So right here, I can actually adjust the items of the categories I would want to display here. So that is what my filters on only this category, right? So having seen that, I would want to work on filters on this page. Now, so I'll click on the category drop here, and then I'll click on student ID and drop here. So on this page, if I make any adjustments, for example, select blockchain artificial intelligence. So as you can see, it's not only affecting this one visual, it's also affecting filtering on this page. So every visual on this page will be filtered, right? So then, but if you go back, if you go to this other page, you see that nothing is affected here. We still have the duplicate of this visual we had here, the initial one we had here. So having seen the first and the second, now let's look at filters on all pages, how that works. So right here, I'll click on category and drop here. I'll click on the student ID. I'll click on student ID. So we put it here. Now let's closely look at what happens to this, even when we are on this page. So while we are filter on all pages, let's collapse this and go to filters on all other pages. So I click here. All right, so now if I happen to come here and then filters on all page, I select data science, this and this, right? While I go to this, we now have data science, digital marketing. So we now have these filters on all other pages, all right? So this is basically, but now if I come to here and then everything is selected here. So these are the three ones. So these three which I selected here is affecting all the other pages involved, right? So I hope that is clear. Yeah, so let's quickly clear all this out. That was just an illustration to show you what we mean by filtering by a single page, filtering by visual, and also filtering by all other pages. So let's delete all these other pages. And so having seen this, we also have ways of inserting elements. If you go to insert and go to shapes, you can insert any shape of your choice. All right, so this is square. All right, this is square. And then we have the different styles. You can change from here to another color. We have different colors from here. And then we have what is called the borders. We have other styles. We have the different shapes, rectangles, or do you want to corner the top and the left, and then the percentage or in pixel. How many pixels do you want to round this? Okay, so let me quickly delete this. So you can also insert what is called image by going to your repository and then picking any image of your choice. I can bring in an image right here. Okay. Now we have websites where we'll be downloading some icons. We call them icons. So just in case you want to include or insert icons to your project, I'll be including a link where you can access some certain icons in your projects. So let's cancel this and let's delete our visuals. Now we have different type of visuals in our data. We have for the donut here. So let's clear all this out. So you can also include a button. Then we can include navigation from one page to another. And then we can also include these back buttons. I mean, that is basically what you're going to be doing in the next video. So this is just a quick rundown on some of the features or tools that we have available in Power BI So the dashboard design is going to be a very long one. And just in case you may see some forwarding of the videos, I want you to be calm and, pause the video and rewatch it. I wouldn't want to spend all the time designing and designing and designing. It's going to be a very lengthy one. In fact, I would have to divide it into different parts. So thank you, and I hope to see you in the next class.